What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. And today we have the December 2024 Destin Fort Walton Beach International Airport update for you all. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for this today as we dive into yet another exciting offering here at Destin Fort Walton. We have some cool aircraft to take a look at here today and finish up the year strong for this relatively new airport to the channel. So I hope all of you are excited for this. Let's go ahead and get started. Here at Gate B1, we have the Southwest 737 MAX 8. This aircraft is currently coming in from Dallas Love Field, and now it's going to be heading over to Nashville today. So very cool to see our two fundamental routes going strong for Southwest, becoming very familiar with those two. So very similar setup to Pensacola. However, the Houston Hobby service is a little hit or miss compared to Pensacola. So we'll talk about that later. But yeah, looking nice there for that aircraft. Here we have a Delta Airlines Boeing 717-200 coming in from Atlanta today. Very cool to see this flight continuing to be a high performer here at the airport, as you can catch this flight multiple times a day, several 717s, so much so that you might see another one later in the update. So very cool to see this one. It's a great component of the airport, and feeling fortunate to get to feature it here today, get the GPU and all the applicable ground service equipment, as again, he's going to be heading over to Atlanta today. Our next aircraft is Delta Airlines Airbus A318. This aircraft's going to be heading over to Minneapolis, St. Paul today. They're going to have to work on that Canon back though before they push it back. But yeah, MSP continuing to be a really cool asset here for the airport, considering that, it's just solely Atlanta. But, Delta's done a really good job at these smaller operations to get all of them up to at least 2 destinations, if not 3. So will we get a, New York, LaGuardia, or Detroit sometime? Patience will have to be persistent here so we can find out that answer. But regardless of the case, it's still really cool to see this Delta A319 and what it does here at the airport. So feeling fortunate to get to see that today, and once again, it's doing what it does best. Here at Gate B4, we have this American Eagle ERJ-175 heading out to Dallas-Fort Worth for Envoy today. This is a pretty standard service here for this time of year, so great to have the mainline during the other months, but of course, during these months, we have the regional jets. So this aircraft's going strong. Dallas has been a great focal point. I think they operate 3 to 4 times a day, so no doubt plenty of aircraft service here, and considering that, Southwest does have pretty immense competition there to Dallas love for an airport of this size, it definitely is noteworthy. And also keep in mind, some passengers maybe were partial to airports like Pensacola and Panama City because of their proximity to the beach. Destin's not quite as close to the beach, so definitely keep that in mind throughout these airport updates, as they might have a little bit less service, but that's a major factor for these leisure travelers, and then business-wise, it's going to be what it's going to be. So just a note to have in mind, there's still plenty of demand because we do have a mainline right here on this American E319. This aircraft's coming in today from Charlotte Douglas. Wonderful to see American continuing to do really well here with the CLT flight. And this has definitely been a very practical asset here at the airport. So it's been fun to watch and what it's been capable of over the last several years. So very excited to see what it looks like here in the future. And yeah, it's going to be awesome to see what it looks like going into 2025. So definitely it's been a fun component of the airport, and we'll continue to monitor and keep our eyes on it as we continue to move forward. And our last B gate, which is the final gate that has the second level jet bridge. As you can tell over there, the first level jet bridges start the A gates. We have this American Eagle CRJ-700 for PSA Airlines coming in from Washington National today. This has been a really cool focal point and a very essential route to the route structure here, considering that all the other routes don't go to, a Los Angeles or New York or whatever the case is. So definitely a vital player here at the airport, and it's been really fun to watch American be successful with the service over to Washington National. Yeah, looking strong here for this aircraft, and very glad to get the feature here today. So looking very nice and feeling fortunate to have it right there. Now, as mentioned in the previous update, Avelo will be absent until May, so it'll be a little bit of a wait, so keep that in mind, but we do have their gate ready for them when they come back. And A3 right here has been unoccupied for as long as I'm aware of, so hopefully during next summer we'll see, and this is a really good time since it's a little bit lighter to talk about, some of the differences we may see, but there's a chance next summer we'll see an American or somebody parked there due to how many planes they're going to have. Delta might overnight even a third aircraft. I doubt it, but you never know. So I'm sure that gate probably will get used sometime next summer, regardless of what it is. Who knows, maybe even Allegiant will use it, but we'll get to their operation here in a moment. So yeah. And then Sun Country continuing to make a focal point here at the A gates, keeping them alive during the winter months. Here's their 737-800, and this is the older Sun Country livery coming in from Minneapolis, St. Paul today. Really great to see this on its first season of being year-round. So obviously it's a market that Sun Country really likes and has performed very well for them. So actually during the whole year now, we have competition from 3 airlines to MSP Airport. We have service from Delta, Sun Country, and Allegiant. So very excited to feature that Allegiant flight here in a moment. We'll take a look at that, but it is crazy to think about 3 airlines serving that route. Obviously, just 2 of them operating it twice a week, but then Delta with the consistent operations. So it's definitely interesting to think about and quite noteworthy. So looking pretty cool, and once again, glad to feature the older livery as it's really nice and we don't get to see it every single day. So yeah, looking strong for that aircraft, and once again, very happy to feature it. So yeah, here are the Allegiant gates. So as we know, becoming as familiar with it as possible, we have their extension piece right here, which opened in 2022. And of course, we have C1 through 5, and C2, 3, and 4 are the ones that are used all year, and then we add 1 and 5 during March through October, so during the higher demand periods. But anyway, we do have some exciting news coming up. Hopefully, I'm pre-recording this, I'm not sure if we have new routes or not, but hopefully so. So regardless, I'm excited for whatever is happening at Destin Fort Walton Beach. But let's go ahead and start over here at C2 and add some new routes in for today's airport update that we haven't featured yet. So this Allegiant Air A319 is in the new livery, and this aircraft is currently coming in today after a flight from Minneapolis, St. Paul to feature it because we have to. This aircraft's now going to be heading over to Northwest Arkansas, so glad to feature this aircraft. Both those are twice a week, I believe. Then we have this Allegiant Airbus A320 here at gate C3. This aircraft's loading up today, heading over to Cincinnati after coming in from Las Vegas. So cool to feature those. Las Vegas twice a week. Cincinnati can be found almost daily. So yeah, really impressive. Cincinnati, one of the most popular destinations, one of the fundamental foundations here at the airport. So certainly glad to see that. Excuse me, sorry about that. And then we have this Allegiant A319 in the Las Vegas Raiders special livery. This would have made a little bit more sense, but why not just have it here, because why not? It's a great plane. This aircraft's going to be making a flight today over to Newark after coming in from Flint. So still very excited about the Flint route that started last month. And then obviously we have our flight to Newark, which continues to be a fundamental component here at the airport. So looking very nice for the Allegiant section today. And the other routes I didn't mention include that are still year round right now are St. Louis and Chicago Midway in Grand Rapids and Louisville. So glad to see all those, and they're definitely very nice to see right there. And we'll have some returning routes in February, so stay tuned. But we got one more month of a little bit lighter, and then February, March, April, May is when we're just going to completely turn into gear. And I like how Allegiant spreads out the distribution. It makes it a little bit easier for us to, pinpoint exactly what's coming back when. So I will say for February, I think we have 4 destinations, and then I believe between April and March, we also have another 4, and then in May, the rest of them will come back. So very excited about all that, and definitely add some good flavor and character to our airport updates. So again, excited and should be fun. So looking forward to it. Here we have another Delta 717 coming in from Atlanta today. We know the drill with this flight, flying over 250,000 passengers a year. It is a fundamental component of the airport, and again, we'd love to see it. So glad to have 2 of these now. This wouldn't have been possible a while back. So yeah, that's great to have the model and so strong. We have just one F-22 today doing some training flights. Hopefully the military lineup will get more extensive for future updates with more offerings. So definitely looking into more options to provide even more variety for the sector. So really cool to feature it. Regardless though, still crazy that there's no G8 or cargo traffic here at the airport. So definitely different, but we're getting used to it as time goes on. Our final aircraft for today's airport update needs to be moved to some better lighting. There we go. We have the Southwest 737-700 coming in from Houston Hobby. This route will be absent for January, so keep that in mind. But it's been much more consistent than it was in the past, considering that Southwest has only been here for 3 years and has made this operation what it is already is truly impressive. So it's been super fun to watch, and I'm really excited to see what Southwest will do here in the future. So of course, we're going to keep our eye on it. But anyway, it's looking absolutely awesome, and it's been super fun to watch this route thrive, grow, and turn into what it is today. So I really hope all of you enjoyed this Pensacola International Airport, or it looks like Pensacola, this Destin Fort Walton Beach International Airport update. This is a really good time of the year to become familiar with some of the reoccurring flights. So yeah, just diving into that a little bit more. Again, Sun Country, still relatively new. They started in 2023. They did not operate winter 2023, so this is their first winter here, so that's awesome. And as for American, this is a pretty standard regional lineup for this time of year. And the Charlotte mainline is pretty consistent, although it will be off for January, so keep that in mind when we get ready for that update. Delta, this is pretty standard, bunch of 717s. You will see a 738, 739 slide in as well a couple times a day, so keep that in mind. And then Southwest, Nashville and Dallas Love Field have been consistent. I don't know what happened to Baltimore. I'm assuming that it was just, a couple of changes that they have, and I thought the other operations were a little bit more sufficient for what they're doing. So that's, I'm assuming, what happened there. So that's what we got. And for Allegiant, I believe this has been pretty standard. A couple of those like MSP and Midway in the past have been just summer seasonal. So it's cool to see some of those become year round. So we'll keep our eye on, all that. But they definitely have their fair share of variety and routes here during this time of year, despite the water temperature being cooler among the other leisure components that are important. But I can say it is hopping in the summer, May through, or really March through October, but especially May through August, it is just booming. So definitely go to Pensacola if you love the beach. It's one of the best turquoise beaches I've ever been to, right there with Tampa's and some others like that. So it is remarkable. It is so underrated, and it's a great place to go if you're looking for a great destination during that time of year. But I really hope all of you enjoyed the update. Bunch of fun pieces to the puzzle here, and excited for what's to come in future updates. So stay on the lookout for it. But nevertheless, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.